The man was dying. He was lying weak on the hospital bed, his face pale, his eyes filled with tears. The doctor who walked into the room stopped suddenly. His hands began to shake. He knew this face. It was the face of his father, the man who had hated him all his life. Many years before, there was a trader called Mr. Nduka. He was hardworking, handsome, and married a beautiful woman. Together they had 4 children. Their house was always full of laughter, and Nduka loved his wife more than anything else in the world. But on the day she gave birth to their 5th child, everything changed. She died after giving birth to a baby boy. That baby was named Emmanuel. From that day, Mr. Nduka's love turned into bitterness. He looked at Emmanuel and only remembered the pain of losing his wife. Emmanuel grew up without the love of a father. His siblings went to school, but he was left at home to wash plates, sweep floors, and do every chore in the house. When Emmanuel made mistakes, his father beat him like he was not a human being. Sometimes at night, Nduka pushed him outside to sleep in the cold, even when rain fell. He had no good clothes, no shoes, no good food. He ate scraps, begged for leftovers, and wore torn shirts. His father always said, "You killed my wife. You are the reason she is gone." Emmanuel tried everything to make his father love him. He worked hard, obeyed every order, but it was never enough. One hot afternoon, Emmanuel was ironing his father's best cloth. His hands shook with fear. Suddenly, the hot iron burned the side of the cloth. Emmanuel's heart almost stopped. He knew what would happen. His father would beat him, maybe even kill him. Out of fear, Emmanuel dropped the iron and ran out of the house. He ran as fast as he could and he never came back. That was the day Emmanuel became a boy on the streets. Emmanuel wandered with only one torn shirt on his back. He begged for food. Sometimes he went days without eating, but even on the streets, he never chose stealing. He refused to join bad gangs. He sold pure water, carried loads in wheelbarrows, and did small jobs just to survive. He was poor, but he was honest. One hot afternoon, a rich man driving by stopped his car and bought water from Emmanuel. After drinking, the man put his hand in his pocket, but he had no cash. He looked embarrassed. Before the man could speak, Emmanuel smiled and said, "Don't worry, sir. It's only water. You can go." The man was shocked. No one had ever treated him with such kindness over something so small. That moment stayed in his heart. The next day, the rich man returned to find Emmanuel. At first, he could not see him, but just as he was leaving, he saw Emmanuel again, sweating under the sun with a bucket of pure water on his head. He stopped the car, smiled, and called him. The man asked, "Why are you not in school?" Emmanuel looked down and told his story about his mother's death, his father's hatred, and how he was thrown out of the house. The man's eyes filled with tears. He had been married for 7 years without a child. He and his wife had cars, houses, clothes, everything, but no child. That very day, the man and his wife took Emmanuel home. They gave him food, clothes, and love. For the first time, Emmanuel felt what it meant to be wanted. The couple sent Emmanuel to school. He worked hard. He was not the smartest at first, but he was the most determined. From primary school, he went to secondary school, then to university. Years later, Emmanuel graduated as a doctor. The couple who had taken him in were proud. They called him their son, and he called them his parents. Emmanuel built his own hospital, one of the best in the town. He was respected everywhere. One afternoon, a patient was rushed into Emmanuel's hospital. The man was dying of kidney failure. He had no money for treatment. When Emmanuel entered the room and saw the man's face, he froze. It was Mr. Nduka, his biological father. Mr. Nduka also recognized him. His eyes widened and tears rolled down his cheeks. Emmanuel turned and left the room. His heart was boiling. The memories of beatings, hunger, cold nights, and betrayal returned. He sat in his office alone, shaking. Part of him wanted to leave the man to die. After all, this was the man who never called him son. But deep inside, Emmanuel's heart was still kind. He remembered the couple who showed him love when he was nothing. He remembered how one small act of kindness changed his life. He stood up, wiped his tears, and walked back to the ward. His father was already crying. He begged with his eyes. He whispered, "I am sorry, my son." The children Mr. Anduka had loved more than Emmanuel had all abandoned him. They were nowhere to be found. Only the boy he had rejected stood before him. Emmanuel treated him. He performed the surgery free of charge. He saved his father's life. When Mr. Anduka woke up after the surgery, he held Emmanuel's hand and wept. "You are a better man than I ever was. I don't deserve your kindness," Emmanuel forgave him. But deep in his heart, he could never see him as a father again. He chose peace, not revenge, love, not hatred. And that was how the boy his father never loved became the man who saved his father's life. Lesson: kindness is stronger than hatred. Love can heal even the deepest wounds, but we must learn never to reject or mistreat anyone, because tomorrow is a mystery.